If you were to write your legacy story, what would you want it to say? What kind of messages would you want to leave for the next generation? Well, my next guest is a dad and a pop culture enthusiast who references Charlie Sheen and Ferris Bueller's Day Off in his book, Please Open in the Event of My Death, by Mark Shue. So, Mark, thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Dr. Ian. Thank you for having me.
Okay, Mark, so I read that your intense fear of flying prompted you to write this book. Is that true?
That's right. About 7 years ago, I was going on a lot of business trips for work, and every time I boarded, I would have the same thought, which was I would think about my 4- and 3-year-old daughters at home, and I would think no matter how much time I had spent with them until that point, if the plane went down, they wouldn't remember a single thing about me. But out of this really grim scenario was really my attempt to answer the question of what would I wanted my children to know. And I wanted to put down as much advice as I could about the whole human experience, everything from finding friends to fitting in well socially and doing well work-wise and marriage and kids.
I don't think it's a bad way to look at it. I think it's realistic. I myself, I fly a lot. I have kids at home, and while, while the skies are even safer than driving a car, if things happen. Listen, I want to open this up, with the beginning of your book, if I can. Bear with me for a second.
Sure.
Dear Sophia and Alessandra, I'm guessing that if you sit down with a typical middle-aged man with the usual accompanying responsibilities, spouse, kids, house, car, and ask him to reminisce about his life as a single guy, he would gently lay down his stack of bills, lean backward in a chair, ergonomically ill-equipped to handle his weight, and stare out the window until tears course down his face. Your life is over. Wow, what an opening, huh?
Thank you. Yeah, there's certainly when you're a single person, I think you really luxuriate in this freedom of having just being able to do anything you want. And certainly kids are an essential part of having more responsibility. And it's certainly scary, but something that many of us really take on with gusto and try to accept.
I know you wrote the book for your kids, but I think the book can be read by anyone. What I like about it is that while it's a serious matter, you also bring levity to it, and you also use a lot of pop culture references. Why is that?
Thank you. Well, I think the fact that I wasn't at danger of imminent death was good in that it actually also allowed me to have a lot of freedom in terms of using humor. And what I wanted my kids to know by the end of the book was kind of what my voice is and what I hold dear. And certainly pop culture and sports references are part of it. I think that when you're not dying, you're more apt to use references such as Conan O'Brien and Howard Stern and Chris Rock monologue bits. So